Welcome back to GolfWRX's Winning What's in the Bag. This week we're taking a look at Riley Davis's bag from the 2024 Charles Schwab Challenge. Kind of a wild weekend, a lot going on, but Riley Davis had a great win. So let's start taking a look at his bag, and of course we're going to start from the top. And his driver is a Titleist TSR3. It's a 9-degree head. Now the TSR3 is the lower launching, lower spinning model, and it's kind of got a unique face design compared to the TSR2. The sweet spot is actually designed to be more vertical, more up and down, than more heel to toe on the driver, and it's built basically for better players who are going to miss it, maybe a little bit higher, a little lower on the face instead of way out on the toe and way on the heel. So designed kind of for their miss to add more ball speed there. It's set to the A1 hosel setting, which means it's set to the standard loft and lie. So it's playing at 9 degrees, and the rear weight, which is movable to promote either more draw, more fade, is set to the neutral position as well. This is shafted up with a Project X HZRDUS smoke green, aka the Hulk. It's done in the PVD Gamma finish. Extremely stiff profile, probably one of the stiffest profiles out there in the golf shaft world at the moment. And he's playing a 70-gram 6.5 TX Flex. So the TX is just a little bit more stout than the standard 6.5, coming in at 74 grams and 2.8 degrees of torque. Now the HZRDUS smoke green is, of course, just a stiff profile. Some shafts have a softer handle section, little stiffer tip section. This is just stiff throughout. Stiff handle, stiff mid, stiff tip section. One of the stiffer shafts that I've hit from Project X. Now 3-wood is the Callaway Paradym AI Smoke Max 3-wood. This is the 15-degree head. He just switched into this just a little while ago. It's got a little shallower face than the Triple Diamond model, which a lot of people play on tour as well. It's going to be a little bit higher launching, a little bit higher spinning than that, but the Max model will offer some added forgiveness, and it's a little easier to hit off the deck. Again, 15-degree model. I'm not sure of the hosel settings. There's also a bonded version. I'm not exactly sure which one he has in the bag, but it is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus TR Black 8X. Now, kind of like the driver shaft, the Hulk, the TR Black is kind of the stiffest, lowest launching, lowest spinning profile that Fujikura makes. Extremely stiff handle section, midsection, tip section. It's just a very overall stout shaft. He's playing the 80-gram version, which comes in at 89 grams and 2.6 degrees of torque. We move into the irons, and he's got kind of a cool combo set going. The 3-iron is the Titleist T200. So this is the multi-piece design, thinner face, a lot of ball speed there, bunch of forgiveness, little overall bigger head in the 3-iron, and that is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus HB Black 10X. So this is the 100-gram version of the hybrid / utility iron shaft that Fujikura makes. They make a black and a blue, the black being the lower launching, lower spinning part. Comes in at about 105 grams and 1.8 degrees of torque. So extremely stout, very low launching shaft there. And then in the 4 through 6 iron, he moves into the Titleist T100. So these are still kind of multi-piece irons, but they're built more around consistency, workability, and to offer a little bit of forgiveness. He's got these shafted up with KBS C-Taper 125S Plus. So KBS is one of those shaft companies that actually will make something in between stiff and extra stiff. These C-Taper 125s are right in between. They do make a 130X and they make a 120 stiff. He's playing that in between model in the S Plus. The next part of the iron set is going to be the Titleist 620 MBs, and these are going to be played 7 through 9 iron. So these are the true muscle back blades, forged, built to be extremely soft, very, very, very workable. And for some players, they can launch a little bit higher with the weaker lofts, but turf interaction usually is pretty good, very quick through the grass. And these are also shafted up with the KBS C-Taper 125S Pluses. Now the C-Taper, much like the wood shafts, very low launch, very low spin, probably the lowest launching, lowest spinning shaft that KBS makes at the moment. When we move into wedges for his pitching wedge, instead of using the 620 MB, he's using a Titleist Vokey SM10, the 46.10F. This is very popular on tour where a lot of guys match up the pitching wedge to their sand wedge style wedge setup, and the 46.10F is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400. So again, this shaft we've talked about many times before, about 132 grams, a little bit softer than say an X100, but still has the added weight that some players like. Gap wedge is going to be a Titleist Vokey SM10 50.08F. So this is the lower bounce version of the gap wedge and the 8-degree bounce. And this, like the other, is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400. Sand wedge is going to be another SM10. It is the Titleist Vokey SM10 5608 M grind. The M grind is probably one of the most popular grinds out there. It's extremely versatile. Lower bounce with 8 degrees of bounce. A lot of trailing edge, toe and heel relief. You're able to open that face up, play it open without the leading edge coming up. You're able to play it square, using the maximum bounce with it. It's good out of the bunker. It's great on tight lies. You can play it from pretty much just about anywhere. And I know it's a big shocker, but it is also shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 also. And then we have the Lob Wedge, which is a Titleist Vokey WedgeWRX 6004T grind. Now I know with this one here, I've seen some photos of an A grind or an A plus grind. I've seen some pictures of previously a 60V grind. So I'm going with what Titleist says, and Titleist says it was a 60.04T grind. So the T grind is a little bit like the M grind, where it's got a lot of relief built into the sole to be able to open up the face and play different shots. It's even more so there, only 4 degrees of bounce, more aggressive relief on that wedge. The bounce is pressed a little bit forward. But the unique thing about that wedge is that when you play it square, it actually plays with more than 4 degrees of bounce, it seems like. It actually gets to the turf very quickly, doesn't dig as much as you would think. And that is, again, shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400. So a little bit lower launching, lower spinning shaft. Again, comes in around 132 grams there to kind of match up with the iron shafts, and then going a little heavier and softer into the wedges. Putter is going to be a Scotty Cameron T7.2 prototype. So the 7.2 is kind of based off the Phantom 7 that's out right now. It's similar to that. It's got an L neck or plumber's neck built into it, which adds a little bit of toe hang to there. Also gives it kind of a full shaft offset that some players like. And then it's got twin 15-gram sole weights to dial in the weight for Riley, and a matte black steel shaft. And then for the grip is a SuperStroke Zenergy Pistol Tour, which is the smallest version of the Zenergy Pistol series. A little bit smaller, a little easier in the hands, a little bit closer to a traditional size grip, but still has that pistol shape to it. And then for ball, he's going to use the Titleist Pro V1. So compared to the Pro V1X, a little bit lower spin, lower launch, and still has a little bit softer feel as well. So that is Riley Davis's winning What's in the Bag from the 2024 Charles Schwab Challenge. Congratulations to him, another great win, and we'll see you next week when we check out the winners' What's in the Bag.